Hello everyone, namaste. Yeah, this is Anne from ITRI Taiwan, and today I would like to give a brief introduction about the sustainable water treatment solutions on the raw impact zero liquid discharge or the minimized liquid discharge process, especially in the case of the metal surface treatment industry. Okay, and let me briefly introduce about ITRI's water technology. That ITRI's water technology have developed a set of water technology with high efficiency, low energy consumption with affordable prices. And in recent years, the aim of ITRI's water team have changed from the compliance of environmental legislations to the water and resource reclamations. So from this picture, we can see that ITRI's technology can be applied from the upstream to downstream, such as the seawater desalination, the industrial wastewater treatment and reclamation, and the municipal water treatment, as well as the decentralized wastewater treatments. So ITRI have a variety of technologies, such as the biological, the physical chemical process, as well as the advanced process and the sludge reduction. And all of these technology we already apply in many fields, like the fermentation, dye, textile, the metal surface industry, papers, leathers, and some high technologies. So ITRI's water team shows the capability not only in the systematic design, the engineering design, as well as the integration of competitive water solutions. And not only in the application in domestic practical practice, such as the high-tech, the traditional industrial, as well as the government projects. We also have many cases and many clients around the world, like Singapore, the mainland China, Indonesia, as well as India. Okay, so first let me talk about the low-impact wastewater treatment for the metal surface treatment industry. In the metal surface finish industry, which is comprised with a large variety of activities, and the purpose are mainly focused on the treatment of metal surface, the protection of the corrosion, to improve the resistance to wear and erosion, as well as the appearance enhancement with the metallic coatings. And all of these activities have been divided into two main treatment categories. The first is the cleaning process and the surface pretreatment, such as the alkaline cleaning and some other process. And the second stage will be the metallic coating and the finish, surface finish, like the electroplating, electroless plating, and anodization, as well as the chromate conversions. And from this process, I think a lot of amount of the wastewater with diversity composition will be produced. And as we know that the wastewater treatment process is mainly depends on the composition of the effluent or the environmental need or the objective of each company, such as in some places the company have to meet the requirement of the zero liquid discharge, or some of the company would like to increase the water recovery rate or adjust some kind of the wastewater effluent until they meet the requirement of the effluent standards. So to achieve the low impact wastewater treatment, that the treatment system have to be designed for maximizing the freshwater recovery. It means that we have to increase the recovery rate or to reduce the volume of the brine or the final waste disposal products. And here in this slide shows the general process of metal finish process. The first stage will be the preparation, the pretreatment of the surface. And the second stage will be the surface treatment. And in all of the process, which will produce large amount of the waste, which from the rainwater effluent, from the plating base, some of them will be the surfactant or from the strippers. And unfortunately, most of them are non-biodegradable because which consist of the persistent bioaccumulative toxic substance, such as the heavy metal, the cadmium, chromium, and even the cyanide. So in the effluent water quality, which are always with very high COD value and extremely pH value and high organic contents, as well as the TDS. So let's talk about the water qualities. I think in most of the process that the inlet water quality plays an important role, not only in the final product qualities, but also in the recovery or the recycling technologies. So to the elimination of the planting contaminants plays very important roles. And here I would like to suggest some pre-treatment process of the inlet water quality. The first would be the ion exchange resins. The second would be the RO system, which we call is reverse osmosis. And in most of the case, we will think about the cost assessment, and we normally suggest that if your inlet water quality is higher than 500 milligrams per liter, that our system will be more cost effective. Okay, and as for the recycling technology for metal surface treatment, waste, we always say that by the combination of proper technology that it is possible to accomplish the zero liquid discharge to the following sewage or the following stream system. Means that we can try to reduce most of the final product, most of the waste to the environment. So by applying the proper process, the finisher means that we can have more profitable resource recovery, such as by the recovering of the process solution and reuse it and send back to their tanks, or to remove the pollutants or the impurities from the process solution, which can largely extend the lifespan of your solutions, or to recover the metals or the resource, valuable resource like heavy metals, which can be reused again or sent back to the supplier. So here I would like to share this process, as we know that in most of the wastewater treatment plants, the wastewater once produced from the industrial sectors, they probably have to be first pre-treated by the physical or chemical process. And afterward, if you want to recycle the waters, you must have to buy the reclamation system like the membrane filtration process, such as the RO system and ultrafiltration process. And in this process, the clean water will produce. Meanwhile, a brine will also be produced, which have to be treated by the thermal process. And as we know that thermal process is with very high OPEX. The operational expense is not generally quite high. It's around more than $10 per cubic meters. So if we want to overcome this kind of issue, that we have to think about the brine reduction to reduce the need of the thermal system, as well as the refractory organic decomposition. So here I would like to suggest some low impact wastewater treatment process. The first thing is the electrodialysis reversal. We call it EDR system. And the second one would be the Fenton process for the organic decomposition. So the first thing is the ED or EDR technology. The ED, we call it electrodialysis, which composed by the electrical charge with the selective membrane to separate ions from the solution. It means that we can get the clean water, which is deionized. And the EDR system, we call it electrodialysis reversal, which is an advanced version of the ED system and can periodically reverse the polarity of the electron. And this can prevent the scaling or the falling of the membrane or the electrode system, and to extend the lifespan of the EDR system. Okay, so the EDR system shows some features like the water softening with our chemical addition, because we only separate the ion by electrical charge. So you can remove the ions from the solution. So this is capable for treating the lower grade effluent compared to the RO system. So this can be used for the RO brine reconcentration to reduce the brine. So therefore we can obtain much higher water recovery rate with high desalination efficiency. So here shows one of the case we installed in India's CETP. And this CETP is one of the zero liquid discharge CETP. And in this plan, they meet some urgent issue about how to increase the water recovery rate because the too high loading of the evaporator, which caused the lower recovery rate and high energy consumption. So in this case, we installed the ITRI for treatment of the RO brine. And after the installation, we can see that the brine, we can easily reduce the brine for at least 60%. It means that in the full-scale plant, that we can save the OPEX at least 3 quarts ruby per cubic meters in a year about the OPEX of the thermal system. And in this slide shows the ITRI application in many different fields of the industrial process waters, not only in the desalination of groundwater seawaters, we also apply in some electroplating company or some high semiconductor manufacturing corporations. And the next technology I would like to share is the Fenton process, which can be applied for remove or decompose the refractory organics. So Fenton process, as we know, which is an advanced oxidation process, we call it a kind of AOP, and which by applying the Fenton reagent, we call like the hydrogen peroxide with the ferrous iron to inside generate the OH radical for the organic decomposition. And I think some of the people know about that Fenton have made at least 4 kind of the series. And I would like to suggest 2 of them. The first is the ferrofenton for the high strength wastewater treatment. And the second would be the FBR Fenton for treat the residue organics, which for the polishing of the effluent water qualities. So the Fenton process shows some features which to enhance the pollutant biodegradation rate and to decolorize and with very small footprint and easy to control. So the Fenton process, which we would like to apply, are mostly in the refractory organic wastewater treatment or to decolorize the wastewater or to remove the surfactant, especially in finishing the dye, PET fibers, PCB companies, and all these kind of effort which can be treated by the Fenton process. Okay, so in this table, we can see that we have ITRI already have many cases by the installation of the Fenton process. So the Fenton process is capable for use for the high COD value decomposition with high COD removal rate. And here I would like to make a brief summary about my presentations. The low impact water treatment process can be improved by many ways, like the previous speakers mentioned that just like use the least toxic or easiest way to manage the chemical. And the second would be to extract the most used chemical or material and reuse them in the process. Means that keep the chemicals where they belong in each tanks. And the second would be use the least amount of the wastewater for saving waters. So due to many reasons like more stricter environmental legislation, more the water scarcity issue or the high OPEX of the wastewater treatment process, the novel and a proper technology for water management and treatment are the urgent issue. So I would like to say that if you want to have a more low impact water treatment process, there are 2 issues you have to consider. The first is to improve the reused water quality by the proper technology. And the second one is try to reduce the need of the thermal system, means that you can use different reconcentration technology to reduce the brine and enhance the recovery rate of the fresh waters. So here are all my presentation, and if you are interested about ITRI's water technology, you can Google search the ITRI waters. And thank you for your presentation.